Yeah, we got it. Yeah, we're shining today.
From the heart of New York City,
It's Today with Jenna
and Sheinelle.
We got it. Yeah,
Today, a conversation with 4 former presidents, plus entrepreneur Victoria Beckham and music superstar John Legend.
feels alright with Jenna and Sheinelle. We're shining today.
Oh, yeah. It's all the same. Hi. Did I say hi too soon?
No, I like it.
Hi, everybody. It is Tuesday, April 21st.
Here we are
Yeah.
in April, freezing in here
It is so cold.
because
Craig likes it cold.
Craig likes it cold. It's
Woo.
cold outside,
Yeah.
but we got a great show for you today.
We do. You know, we love Sandra Bullock.
Yes.
And Nicole Kidman. They're making headlines together. The besties are back playing the Owen sisters in the upcoming movie Practical Magic 2. They look great.
They look amazing. The
Yeah.
trailer just dropped for the sequel to their 1990s movie, Practical Magic. 28 years later, their family reunion continues to bewitch audiences. Take a look.
I've waited such a long time for this.
She has.
You put the line in your coconut, you take a boat up. Put the line in the coconut, you take a boat up. Put the line in the coconut, you take a boat up. Put the line in the coconut, then you feel better. Put the line in the coconut, you take a boat together. Put the line in the coconut, then you feel better. Put the line in the coconut, you take a boat up. Put the line in the coconut, call me in the morning.
Ooh.
Well, okay.
I have such an, I have such an internal.
Well, I'm obsessed with this.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with the first movie. I was obsessed with the book. Alice Hoffman, who has written a lot of witchy sort of things over the years, is one of my favorite writers. She
Okay.
also wrote a book called Here on Earth, which I love so much. I think it's called Here on Earth. Somebody Google that.
What is it about it that you love? Because
Well,
you've
this
talked about
film
it before.
and this book
Yeah.
are about 2 sisters
Okay.
who are, it's a lot about sister empowerment. I have a sister. So Barbara and I.
I've got like 4 of them.
Well, I know, but I just have one. And
Yeah.
it's 2 sisters. And it was very much like our sort of theme movie because we also,
You guys are
I like
besties.
cats.
Yeah. Are there cats in this?
I like books.
Yeah.
Like
It's like your jam.
during like the Salem witch trials, I might have been one of the ones to go.
Oh my gosh. So you
Because
love all the things.
I love all the things.
Yeah, and I'm afraid of-
margaritas. If
Yeah.
you know, they have a
Yeah.
margarita in the movie.
Yeah. I'm afraid of all the things, but I love
You don't
Sandra
like
Bullock.
witchy things?
No.
How come?
No. I told you, I was in, what grade was I in? 7th, 8th grade. And I was going to read my horoscope, and my teacher at the time was a friend of my mom's. And I went over to read my horoscope because I always heard people
In the
talking about
paper.
horoscopes.
Yeah.
And I looked at Aries, April 19th, and I liked it. And I looked up, and Miss Washington goes, "You know better." And I was like,
To even read the horoscope?
I was afraid of it. But now I feel like
And
we're
you didn't
more-
play the Ouija?
Girl, now even still though, I will do.
Were you afraid the Ouija board was going to suck you in?
You just don't mess with that stuff. I love Wicked and I love the Grimmery. You know when
Yeah.
like what was
What's the Grimmery?
it's Cynthia Erivo when she would do the thing in Wicked.
Yes.
That was the Grimmery.
Well, then that's being
similar.
a witch.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm trying
You
to
think
open my
Cynthia
heart.
Erivo was sort of your gateway witch?
She's my gateway witch. We stop at Cynthia, I think.
I think you
love
should be
Sandra Bullock.
open to the practical magic too.
Yeah, of
Because it's
course.
about female empowerment, which is,
Yeah.
I think, what back in the day said
Of course.
with the witches.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see. We'll go together.
Okay.
We'll watch it. I love both of them.
You can wear a little hat.
Okay. Speaking of women that I love, here's an article about ladies. According to a recent article in the New York Times, older women are in demand by younger men.
Let's
You
go.
see, I'm starting to clap. I'm clapping, and you didn't join. There we go. Let me tell you why. Over the years, there's so much talk about, when guys get a divorce, they always go for the younger woman, or, guys have a bigger range because as women age. Well, now we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
Women, you have your range, too.
Yeah, I like that.
I
don't
do,
you?
too.
Yeah,
Of
it's not
course.
fair that men just get to date
That's
the
what I'm
younger
saying.
women.
They get the whole pool.
Well, the dating app Field, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Field reports that in the last 2 years, the number of younger men looking exclusively only for older women,
Listen
has
to
grown
this.
by 64%.
64%. Do you want to hear some celebrity examples?
Yes, give us some
Think
examples.
about Cher. She's 79 years old, guys. Her boyfriend, Alexander, he's 39. And they've been together for a minute.
I love that.
The one that is, I think, quite spectacular. Shakira.
Yes.
Shakira and I are the same age. And her boyfriend, Lucien, he's a.k.a. Alfie on Emily in Paris.
Yes.
Of all the pictures, we find that one.
Where
But
did we find that photo?
I don't know.
Oh, Shakira
she
posted
posted it. They're all over. She's 49, he's 33, and they seem very happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you were into this
So,
trend.
yeah, I'm not surprised by it at all. I don't know why guys like older women.
I
guess-
think,
what do you think?
well, I have no idea, but
Yeah.
I think probably there's like a confidence. We all know that people in their 40s and 50s, 60s are much different than they were in their 20s or 30s. Like insecurities are out the window.
Yeah.
There's a wisdom.
I'm like smiling because I feel like finally women are rewarded for this phase in their lives.
Yeah.
Where they're confident, they know what they like, they know what they don't like. A lot of these women have their own lives, their own careers, their own success. We don't need you to do that for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I like it.
I'm here for it.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
And we have spoken.
Well, we have a great show for y'all today.
This is big.
Well, yeah, I got to sit down with 4 former U.S. presidents as we get ready to mark 250 years of America.
It is a fantastic interview. We're going to see a little bit of it. Plus, one of the biggest music stars in the world is here, John Legend.
But first, fashion designer and entrepreneur Victoria Beckham is going to join us in our pink chair. There she is, right after this.
Okay, she is a globally respected fashion designer and beauty mogul, a wife, a mom, and of course, a pop sensation.
Victoria Beckham, come on out. Hi.
Beautiful.
How are you?
So nice to meet you. I wore your dress today just for you.
Oh, but you look amazing.
Hi, honey. How are you? It's so good to
Oh my
see
gosh.
you.
You get
Have
the
a
pink.
seat.
You get the hot pink chair.
Oh my gosh, thank
It's
you
so cute.
much.
We're so happy you are here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Are you kidding me?
You have so much going on right now,
know.
which we're going to talk about in the next segment. But thank you for joining our chat.
Thank you for having me here.
I know.
really
It's so
appreciate
fun.
it.
Of course.
Okay,
Well, should we talk about this new dating trend? Do you want to hear about it?
Yes.
Okay, it is called choremance, and it blends chores with romance, combining dates with everyday tasks. Okay, so like,
Okay.
I mean, I'm like taking out the trash. That does not sound sexy, but walking the dog instead of like going to fun dinners or movies, you walk the dog. You go grocery shopping.
I think a lot of women feel like, as opposed to me coming home, doing the dishes, doing the laundry, getting the kids,
Yeah.
if the guy starts that first, they feel like that is the best foreplay ever because now I can enjoy you and not have to worry about the laundry or the chores. So instead,
What
we
do you-
have choremance.
What do you think about that?
I mean, I think any chore that David Beckham can do in his boss underwear, I'm down. I mean, how do you feel about that?
Is this for real?
What is
Okay,
this?
okay, this is my husband.
No way. I mean, I'm saying, was he really?
Yes.
Yes, this is my husband in his underwear fixing the TV.
Listen.
On behalf of America, thank you very much.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome. by the way, he can do the ironing in his underwear. He can load the dishwasher in his underwear. I'm down.
Wait, so this is also a video of him doing some housework. Should we take a look?
Yeah.
The light's broken.
Yeah,
Are you going to get out there and fix it?
I am, but I might need a ladder. Maybe.
Looking good.
Wait, so you said change the light bulb, but before you do it, please take off your shirt.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I knew I was obsessed with you.
No, that is the best. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. If that's how we want to do chores, that's some choremance. You also, I mean, I'm speechless.
Okay, well, that's all we got to say. Should we talk about Kourtney Kardashian?
This is an interesting one. Are you into PDAs? What do you think?
I like that you just called it PDAs.
What is it? Public displays of affection.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like some couples are a lot, you know. Are you one of
Yeah.
those? What do you think? How would you describe you guys?
I mean, we are affectionate in public, but myself and David really laugh a lot, and we like to take the mickey out of each other. So rather than being too lovey, you know, we just like to take the mickey out of each other.
Wait, just take the mickey out of each other means joke with each other?
Joke with each other.
Yes.
So recently, David decided to shave his head.
Okay.
And the guard fell off whilst he was shaving his head. And he gave himself the most awful haircut. And I got the whole thing on film, shared it on social media, because, you know...
Yeah,
people
why
wanna see
not?
that stuff.
Right.
Why not?
So we like to have fun.
Well, the reason we even brought this up is that Kourtney Kardashian and Travis, her husband, shared this video for her birthday, or I guess a picture of him sucking her toes.
Yeah.
Okay,
So there's
gorgeous.
like a carousel, and then by the time we get to the end,
Oh.
Yeah, there's something about it. There's something about it I don't know that I can handle.
The thing is, she's got really pretty feet,
Yes.
so I don't mind that.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. She has lovely feet, so she should get them out. That's what I think. Okay. And good for her if he wants to.
Well, there you go. Right? Have them all.
Do you think she sucks his toes?
I don't know, please.
It's relevant. Ladies,
It's relevant. It's relevant.
I mean, you know what? I'm sure she does.
Good for them.
And why do I know? Just because I feel like they're the kind, you know, and they're open about it. They'll lick each other's cheek, or, you know what I mean? They're just very...
into it.
Yeah.
Good for that. Good for them.
There's
God
something
bless.
about a suck of a toe that even the verbiage kind of like makes me
Yeah,
ill.
you're like caving in right now.
I don't know why. I'm not a foot fetish human being.
Okay.
No.
Well, she has pretty feet. So
Okay, so it's fine.
Good for them.
Okay.
Yes, good for them. All right, should we do something we have never done
This is
before?
news just for you.
It is time for our pink chair questionnaire.
Ooh.
Pink chair questionnaire. I like that. Okay, watch this.
So in this pink
I love
folding
this.
file, everything's pink.
I know. It's cute.
Okay.
Okay.
We have some questions for you.
You ready? Go ahead.
I'm ready.
Ready? Okay, the first one. Do you have a nickname that no one knows?
Posh. But everyone knows that. But it's so fabulous. I don't want
I
another
know.
one.
Posh is like as good as it gets.
It's as good as it
It's
gets.
as good as it gets.
I'm very proud of that nickname.
Did you know? I mean, you've always known that's a good one. Like,
It's
you
a
want to be
great
posh.
one.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, what about this?
Tell us your TV show guilty pleasure.
Oh, I mean, I don't feel guilty about it at all, but have you seen Margot's Got Money Trouble?
Oh, I've read the book. I read the book, and the book is wild.
It is so good.
Yes.
Myself and David are obsessed with it.
Speaking about sucking toes, there's an OnlyFans involved.
Yeah, it's so good.
That's good. That's
Right?
good. That's good.
I know,
Okay.
it's all one continuous
Love it.
chain.
Okay.
Okay, the next one. Name the song you can't stop playing right now.
Oh my gosh, Cruz, my son, has a record out right now, Waste Your Pain. It is so good.
Okay, let's hear a little bit.
My
Pain on you.
I love it.
Yeah.
What does that feel like when you hear him, when you have something like this?
Do you know, I feel so proud because Cruz is a proper musician. You know, he writes his own songs, he plays so many instruments, he's got a great band, and he's really learned his craft. He's really passionate. He's done it from, it's been a grassroots approach. You know, he's actually going to be on tour in America in a few months.
Will you
playing
go? Will you
small
go
gigs.
and kind of sing along?
Yeah, we went to all of the shows in London, but you know, they're small gigs. He's really doing this from a grassroots
Real
approach, and we're proud of it. He's a real artist.
Yeah.
He really is.
Well,
I'm proud of him.
And that comes a lot from a Spice Girl.
I know.
All right, finally,
well,
what's your
thank you.
go-to cocktail?
Dirty martini.
Me too.
I was just about to say, you guys get each other
I
on that
see
one.
in our future a dirty martini.
Okay, let's. Oh,
wow.
I told you witches are
here's the
real.
thing.
I'm going to come back. This is
Oh my gosh, are you
okay.
kidding?
Well,
Cheers.
nothing like a dirty martini at 10, 17.
Okay, so here's the thing. Full disclosure,
cheers.
I went through a phase where between your documentary and David's, it was just like on loop in our house.
Wow.
Oh, that's good.
Well,
Wow.
this is as salty as
That
the
is-
ocean.
Yeah.
Is this how you...
Is that what you want? Is that what we need?
too dirty. I bet it's too
Because
dirty
I'm not
for
a dirty
you.
dirty.
No, this is
I mean-
very dirty. It's very good. I was just going to say, is this what we do in America?
Oh, yes.
Because even on European standards, this is early.
This is
but I'm
You're here
liking
for it.
I'm liking
Oh.
it.
But that's
Whoa.
as salty as like the ocean. All right,
Seriously, Victoria, you like
that's
to take this?
delicious.
Okay, stick around while we drink this drink. Commercial break. We're going to chat all about her family, her new fashion collab, and more right after this.
It's really
It's so good. My God.
We are back with fashion designer, beauty entrepreneur, and pop icon Victoria Beckham. We are so happy you are here. You were just named one of Time's 100 most influential people. We were just talking about this incredible legacy. You know, you've worked really hard for a lot of years. What does that feel like?
It was such a lovely surprise to be on the list amongst such inspiring people. You know, I was in the Spice Girls for 4 years, but I've been in fashion, building my fashion and beauty brand for over 20 years. And I'm so proud of everything that I have achieved. And so to be recognised for that, and for what I've achieved in the industry is so exciting. And for Anna to have written what she did about me was another lovely surprise.
Yeah.
You know what, I'm sitting here thinking about it. You really put it in perspective when you talk about Spice Girls for 40 and then the longevity of your fashion career. Right?
Yeah.
So you just celebrated your 52nd
Yeah.
birthday?
Yes.
So tell me, what is the key to a successful Victoria Beckham party, and how did it go down? What did you do to celebrate?
Do you know, I'm not really one for big parties. I just want family. I want friends. We were in Miami, so what better place to be? You know, the sun was shining, and it was really just family and friends. It was so lovely.
Do you feel like you're in a good place at 52?
I feel like I'm in a really good place. I think the great thing about getting older, you genuinely care less about what other people think. Right? You accept who you are, you embrace who you are, then you make the best of what you've got.
Yeah.
You know, you look in the mirror and you go, okay, you know, you look at what's okay, as opposed to focusing on what you don't like.
It feels like such a liberating feeling to not pick yourself apart.
Totally.
You have had a pretty public challenging year. We've talked about it on this show. How do you get through the tough times?
You know, myself and David, you know, we're so close, and we have incredible people around us. We're very close to my parents and David's parents, and, you know, we support each other through everything that we do, you know. So, yeah.
You have him.
You guys have had, was it been 30 years now that you guys have been together?
Can you believe that?
You know, I told you, I don't want to seem like a crazy fangirl, but I told you, I really think when you guys did those documentaries, it allowed people to see you guys in a different way. And for me, it allowed me to, it put in perspective how long you guys have been together. And so with the ups and the downs, you guys have weathered a lot together.
Yeah, we have, and we've grown together.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel so blessed.
Yeah.
We really have grown together. We support each other. We've both got big dreams. We're both very, very ambitious, and we support each other. I want him to be the best version of himself, and that's what he wants for me. We always put our children first. We love our children so much, and have always really focused on protecting our children. But we laugh a lot.
Sure. Yeah.
David Beckham is really super funny.
Well, so were you. So were you.
Yeah.
Thank you. People are often surprised. And so I think it's about working hard, taking what we do very seriously.
Yes. But having fun, too.
Having fun as well.
Yeah, fun is so underrated. We have to talk about the Spice Girls, even though it was such a small slice of what you've done. But there's been rumors, and even your son sort of got in on the joke. Where he
that's right,
said,
he got us.
I think it was like an April Fool's thing, where he said there'd be a reunion.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Will there ever be one?
You know, I mean, gosh, Cruz is hilarious on social media. I think it's so incredible that people want it so badly.
Yeah.
And
what do you think that says?
I think that we have incredible fans. You know, I think that I'm so proud of everything we achieved. I'm still so close to all the girls. They all posted for my birthday and were texting me on my birthday and sending flowers. And I think the impact that we had then that is still relevant now.
Yes.
And, you know, I think that that's...
Is it a scheduling thing? Is it a personality thing? Is it a, oh, we don't want to talk about all these things because we had a lot and it needs to stay with us?
For a reunion and/or a documentary has also been in the works.
Yeah, and I think that for me now, it's about, you know, I have passed my musical genes, if you like, down to Cruz. And I think to see the younger generation and look at him and see how passionate he has. But, you know, we have such amazing fans, and I'm so thankful and grateful of this incredible journey and the fact that our messaging is still relevant now.
Yes.
And, you know, what I do now, it's empowering women, but through fashion and beauty. That's my North Star.
Well, that's the perfect segue, because we're really excited. You have a drop at Gap, which means all of us can have a little Victoria Beckham in our life.
So
Why is this the perfect time for that collaboration?
You know, I was so excited when the Gap approached me because I remember going to the Gap shopping with my mum and my sister when I was little, you know, and the Gap is such an iconic American brand. And so to have
these looks.
These are a couple of the looks. And I think, you know, this is a capsule collection of what I consider to be the perfect day wardrobe for every woman out there. Perfect denim, perfect T-shirts, outerwear, shirting, tracksuits, and it really feels like the perfect marrying of the two brands. You know, I've been very honest with myself and my brand DNA here with this collaboration, you know, a strong focus on every single detail. If you're looking for the perfect white T-shirt, a simple piece, it has been so considered and is the perfect shape.
I mean, let's go to the Gap. Can we go to the Gap?
Great. I love it.
I think sometimes girls like girls and we want to impress the girls that we admire. And so you're Posh Spice, right? So if I know you made the white T-shirt and I go to the Gap and I put on this white T-shirt, I'm doing something right. It makes me feel good.
Thank you.
So now we need to talk about the makeup.
I'm obsessed with your
Jenna
makeup.
keeps talking about the eye.
All of it. But the eyes, the eyeshadow, the eye pencils. But you just have dropped 2 new products that have gone viral.
Yeah. I mean, beauty, I love what I do. And I'm so passionate about the product. It's all about the product. You know, it's not just about putting my name on anything. And the formulas are fantastic. And I love to do these videos so I can show people how I use them. And I think it's really important to change up your beauty look, even if it's a subtle little thing, like try a different color eyeliner. I'm not a makeup artist. I'm obviously not a model. So I like to show people how I do it, to encourage people to try new things so they don't stay in a beauty rut. But the products speak for themselves. I spend so much time perfecting the formulas. I don't put anything out there until I believe it truly is best in class. I never want to settle. I want to offer everyone what ultimately I'm looking for that I can't find. And, you know, I expect a lot from my product, and that's what my customer deserves.
Well, you're the loveliest. Happy late birthday. Come back for dirty martinis.
Oh, my God.
That was the dirtiest martini I've ever had.
Yeah, my eyes are swollen. But we'll drink them another time, too.
We'll do it.
I love this for us.
Anytime.
I love
we
this.
deserve it.
We do.
We deserve it.
What we love is that the Victoria Beckham Gap collab drops this Friday, April 24th. I hope it doesn't sell out.
It's going to go like that.
Before I can buy
it. You know it, don't you? It's going to go like that. Okay.
I hope so. It's great.
No question. Okay, up next,
you, Victoria.
Jenna's exclusive one-on-one conversations with 4 former presidents about 250 years of America and the future of our democracy. That's right after this. Back now with a Today exclusive. Part of ABC News' Common Ground initiative. It's aimed at bringing people together in search of solutions to challenges that we face across the country. So Jenna sat down with each of the four former now U.S. presidents for their reflections ahead of America's 250th anniversary in July.
Yeah, the former presidents were gathered in Philadelphia at a private event hosted by the History Channel. It is called History Talks, and it's in partnership with our parent company, Comcast. I caught up with each of them on the sidelines of the event.
I, George Walker Bush, do solemnly swear.
It's always special to be in the presence of one former president. Hi, Dad. But it was a true honor to sit down with 4 former living presidents in one day. What's it like to be part of the ex-president club?
Well, it can be boring when we're all together. No, it's an honor. There's a great camaraderie because we all shared something special.
4 of the 45 presidents who have led our country for the last 250 years.
What were you most grateful for about the experience of being president of the United States?
Well, this was the greatest honor of my life, or any American's life. The idea that a kid from Scranton, Pennsylvania, we weren't poor, but we're a middle-class guy, could, you know, used to have a stutter, could end up being president of the United States. It's just kind of a story of what America's all about.
I am grateful that I had a chance to do what President Kennedy said everyone should want to do, to make maximum use of the talents God gave me, and to do it in a way that benefited other people.
2.5
centuries
It's one small step for man.
of a nation tested,
I have a dream today.
a democracy that endures. You ran on a simple yet effective principle, which was hope.
Yeah.
Do you still feel that hope in our country?
I do. The first time I was on the national stage and I talked about hope,
Hope. Hope in the face of difficulty.
I reminded people hope is not blind optimism.
The audacity of hope.
Hope arises in the face of difficulty, in the face of uncertainty. And obviously we're going through some uncertain times, but when you look at the sweep of American history, we've gone through rough patches, and we tend to come out on the other side of them stronger.
Family members can't sit across from one another and debate.
Well, we can.
We can.
Yeah.
And we have
Right.
for a long time.
Yes, we have.
But what can help us bring us back to each other?
Well, I think one of the things about the 250th is a chance to focus on the common good and the wonders of this country, the history of this country, the fact that you can worship freely without government tell you how to worship, the fact that you can speak in the public square without being jailed, the fact that we have a press that's willing to hold the powerful to account. I mean, these are all things that should and generally do unite us. But the beauty about democracy, Jen, is that it's self-correcting. And one of the key things I'm going to try to do during the 250th is encourage citizens to participate in the process. And if you don't like what's going on, vote. And that's how America heals itself.
I'm not sure we're as divided as we portrayed. I'm sure there's anywhere from 15 to 30% of the people who are on the one end here. But I think the vast majority of people are coming around to conclude that, you know, those things that they don't even think about it directly, but the safeguards in the Constitution.
In 1993, when you became president, my grandfather left you a letter. What did that letter mean to you?
It meant the world because it basically said, we had a tough campaign, it's over, you won, and I wish you well because you're all our president now. And your success is America's and every American's. So I really wish you well. I kept that letter close at hand for years after I read it. I was just so touched by it. And then when your dad was elected, I wrote him a letter that said basically the same thing.
What do you think we can learn from that in this moment in history?
That America is bigger than anybody's personal hopes and dreams.
For the American people, sometimes it's the smallest gestures that have the biggest impact.
I get a little antsy, as I'm sure you know. And I was sitting next to Michelle. That's what happened. That's who I sit next to at funerals. And I was kind of teasing her and stuff, and I slipped her an Altoid. Not as a joke, but I thought she might want one. And I got in the car afterwards, and you said, "You're trending." I didn't know what trending meant. And it turns out the country is starved to see a white center-right Republican and a African-American center-left Democrat having fun and being able to converse, not as political figures, but as citizens. And I intend to continue to try to do that. I will be with former presidents at President Obama's library opening. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody, having fun, and then going home.
Having a mint for Mrs. Obama?
You know, I'm thinking about, I don't want to break the surprise. I'm thinking about bringing a case of Altoids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's symbolic.
Our next chapter filled with the same passion and determination on all sides to hold close to the principles that built America and made her strong.
I'm confident that we're going to have another 250-year run that's going to be just as good.
I would hope people will take a look at our history and realize we're an imperfect nation trying to be more perfect, but be optimistic about the future of the country.
Beautiful conversation, Jenna.
It made me feel better about the state of our country. And the History Talks event always features, or traditionally features, former presidents discussing their legacies, history. We should also note that President Trump is also working with the History Channel on an America 250 project, which they will announce more on later this spring.
I know behind the scenes how hard you worked on those interviews.
Thank you.
Are you okay? You feel okay?
Well, of course. I like that. I love that we could share all that. It's pretty amazing and pretty historic to talk to.
I was just about to say
all of the 4 remaining living presidents.
That was great. Okay, up next, another treat this morning. We are on a roll. Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony winner John Legend. Right after this. Back now with one of the biggest music stars in the world, John Legend, whose imprint is out with a new book. It's called The Well-Educated Child, which we'll talk about in just a minute. But first, let's catch up for just a bit. So happy to have you here.
I'm so happy to be back.
Yes,
we're happy you're here. On the other side this time.
You know, I got to audition for a co-host once or twice.
Thanks for playing, John. Thanks for playing.
They said, we'll call you, don't call us.
That is not true. We had the best time. Okay, season 29 of The Voice just wrapped.
Yes.
It was historic.
Historic.
Tell us about it.
Well, Alexia J won the show, and she's an African-American woman, which we haven't had an African-American woman in the history of the show. This is 29 seasons in, win the show, and we were just so excited for her. A few of my African-American female contestants that have been on my team reached out to me and were just like so grateful and relieved that this barrier has finally been broken, and she deserved it, and I'm so happy for her.
Wait, we have to talk about Luna because we hear, you know, behind the scenes, she had a little involvement on the show. We hear she's already an entertainer.
Look at this, she's blogging.
Look at her.
She was my guest at the show we were taping last summer. And
so cute.
She got drafted to become a roving correspondent.
I love it.
So she was going around the set asking me questions, Adam, Kelly, some of the crew.
Cute. We should have had her fill in. What are we doing?
Luna Vision, that's cute.
She's working on her, you know, her guest co-hosting spot.
There you go.
Too.
She'll come soon. So you and Chrissy have been together for so long.
Yes.
You adore her here.
Yes, over 12 years now. We've been married, and we met almost 20 years
Isn't that
ago.
crazy?
Isn't that wild? It's been a long time.
She recently shared that she's sober again.
Yes.
And I know you're so proud of her.
I am so proud of her. You know, it's a journey with sobriety, and everybody's different.
Yeah.
Everybody has different tolerances, and she's just decided that she's better without drinking. And I'm so supportive of her decision to do that. And she's doing great.
Awesome.
So you're here to talk about another powerful project. I think it's so fantastic. Jen and I were reading the book this morning. It's a beautiful book about education. We're going to talk more about it, but what kind of student were you?
Oh, I was a nerdy student. I was homeschooled for quite a while by my mother. And
wait, is this? Look at this.
I was a spelling bee champ in
yes, you were.
In my hometown.
Let's go.
When my grandfather wanted to give me a gift that he knew I would love, he got me a big fat Webster's dictionary, and he was right. I loved it.
You know what? It's worked out.
I was just about to say. I think we all were. We were all into reading and books.
Yes, I was so into reading and spelling and math, all of it. Yeah, I was a nerd.
It worked out. Well, you're going to stick around because we're going to have a really fascinating conversation about your new book that you're publishing with author Deborah Kinney right after this. We are back now with music superstar John Legend, who also founded Get Lifted Books, which published the new book, The Well-Educated Child, by author Deborah Kinney.
I love that.
We're so happy y'all are here to talk about this book. Deborah, define what well-educated means to you. I mean, I know there's a lot of different things that we'll talk through, but generally, are we doing it right?
We're really not, and I'll give you an example. When we talk about well-educated in the book, we're talking about quality thinking, agency, and ethical purpose. So the first example I'll give you is quality thinking. When you walk into a typical classroom, very often the students are doing worksheets or they're on a computer. What they need to be doing is reading, writing, and engaging in discourse and learning how to have productive arguments. That's probably the
So
most
good.
important
You know
thing.
what? I think it's because the teachers and, sometimes parents, we want something tangible. And so you're like, what were you doing? Y'all were just in there talking all day? So they feel pressure to have something tangible. Another one I think is interesting you talk about is agency. What does agency in education look like?
Right. What that means is that students are self-driven. And so instead of as a parent or as a teacher, what you want is to not motivate the child, but to figure out how are you going to get them to be self-motivated.
Which is so important, and benign neglect of the 80s and 90s was very helpful because we were all self-motivated because we had to be,
We were raised to be more independent.
Right? And, there was no helicoptering, sort of like, do your homework. It was on us to do it.
Right.
Let's talk about ethical purpose. I love this part so much of what your thesis is. Talk about how we can foster that in our children.
Yeah, one of the things that I think we need our children to understand is that you're given this one short life. What are you going to do with your time on this earth? And when we take our children seriously, they will take themselves seriously, and asking them questions about, what are your dreams? What can you discern as your calling, as your purpose in life, and how are you going to contribute to the greater good?
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't have to be so like black and white. I feel like at our house, it's not like, oh, how'd you score that basket? It's like, what are you doing that lights you up,
Yes.
And I love that, because I think there's so much pressure on kids these days to be the star athlete, to be, to get into the right college, and that feels like it's not helping either.
Well, congratulations on this book. This is one of those I think we should all pick up and read,
I love it because I think it's great for parents. And, a lot of Deborah's approach has been, how do we build the right kind of school?
Which is what y'all have done.
How do we support our teachers in the right way? But in so many ways, I think this is a great manual for parenting.
Yes, it
because
really
it helps us think about what we want from school, but also just what we aspire to for our kids.
Exactly. Wait, before we go, John, I'm freaking out. Cats, the Jellicle Ball, which I want to go.
I want to be a judge.
I'm going to be a judge.
Are you going to be a judge?
Yes.
You're going to be judges.
But also,
you're going to love it. It's
do
so
you love
much
cats?
fun. It's so much fun.
Are you a cat person?
No, I'm not a cat person. We're a dog family. We're a dog family.
But it was just nominated for an award, so congratulations.
Yes.
Everybody says it's so good.
It's one of the
Oh, wait, we have to go, though.
revivals.
You guys, check out Deborah's book, The Well-Educated Child. And there comes Sex Drugs.
You got it. Back after this.
Tomorrow, you guys, the new love interest from The Devil Wears Prada 2, Patrick Bramwell, will be here.
Have a great day. We'll see you later. Bye.
Everyone. Oh my God, you guys, thanks for watching.
I know. Come join us for all the fun every weekday on NBC.
Yeah, and don't forget to take us along when you're on the go.
Follow the Today with Jenna and Sheinelle podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.